Just before we leave Middlesbrough, by the way, I'm sure you saw that survey this week which said that Middlesbrough was the worst place to live in England. Middlesbrough was the worst place to live. It was the worst place to live.
Before we came to Teesside, we were youth pastors at a church close to London. We built a youth group up to about 35 kids, teenagers, and we knew we'd come to the end of our time. God really spoke to us clearly in September 2005, and we began praying about our future.
I remember driving across like the flyover, and I could see the cinema, and I could see the Thistle and all these buildings, and I could see all the cars going past and all these people. Just as we drove up there, without Lindsay saying anything to me and without me saying anything to Lindsay, we both knew in our hearts this is where God wanted us to be. I guess my first impression of Middlesbrough was this buzzing kind of city. I personally love Middlesbrough. I love working in Middlesbrough. My favourite time of the day is getting off the bus in the morning, and it's dark, and I walk through the bus station, through James Cook Square, past the shops, sometimes into Starbucks, get my coffee in the morning, and I walk up Linthorpe Road, along Borough Road and into the Gazette, and I absolutely love where I work. I love my city. I think the people are fantastic. Drive around Middlesbrough, we began to look at the breakdown of the community. We found a place like this. We realised that actually God has promised us that these houses will be restored, these houses will be lived in again. These houses will be restored, these houses will be lived in again. Hotel is really where it all began for us as a church. I love that we're growing, I love that we're learning, I love that we don't have all the answers, but you know, we've got a heart just to see a city changed, and I love that we love Middlesbrough. I love that about our church. This is Middlesbrough Town Hall. It's a really well-known building, which is one of the reasons we want to one day hold our services in here. The early church would meet in the temple, which was the centre of society. It was the place that everybody knew about. And you know, the town hall like that is like that for Middlesbrough. Everybody knows where it is, everybody knows the location, knows what a great venue it is. There's people who are walking past shops, and the shop window is the thing that determines whether they walk into that shop or not. And you know, it's the same with our Sunday services. Our Sunday services are our shop window. They're the place that people can come and
get a look into church life. It should be a reflection of who God is and a reflection of who we are. So when we talk about our Sunday service, when we develop and build our Sunday service, when we move to the crypt and eventually to the town hall, it's because we've got the shop window idea in mind, that we're building a shop window for people to get an idea of what church is all about and then make their decision, can I connect with this?
God has called us to build a church that will influence a city.
Through passion, generosity, community excellence and living for the cause of Christ. We believe that by 2012 we'll see 400 to 500
people meeting together regularly in the town hall. We believe we will also have our own building that we can use as a community hub where we can reach people and reach into our community.
Reaching out to our world through compassion. We believe we'll see over 170 children sponsored. That's in excess of £35,000 dedicated to eradicating poverty in the third world. We believe we will see connect groups all over Teesside, and we'll be in a strong position to look at planting our second congregation of River City Church.
The coastal area will become a place of pasture again.
With meadows for shepherds and folds for flocks.
Where people will return to the abandoned houses and God will visit this area again in prosperity.
And if we spend ourselves on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then our light will rise in the darkness and our night will become like the noonday. Our people will rebuild the ancient ruins and will raise up the age-old foundations.
You will be called repairer of broken walls,
restorers of streets with dwellings.
God has called me to
God has called us. God has called us to be a large city church.
a large city church,
That will make disciples. Will make disciples.
impact the community
And influence the city.
through passion,
Through passion, generosity,
community,
excellence and living for the cause of Christ.
We believe
We believe
We believe that by 2012,
we will see a church with at least
400 to 500 people gathering on a Sunday in the town hall.
The land by the sea shall be pastured with meadows for shepherds
And folds for flocks.
people will return to the abandoned houses.
Abandoned houses in Ashkelon.
For the Lord their God will
Lord their God will visit his people in kindness and restore their prosperity again.
and restore their prosperity again.
And if you spend yourselves on behalf of the hungry
And if you spend yourselves on behalf of the hungry, if you satisfy the needs of the oppressed,
Then our light will rise in the
your
darkness.
light will rise in the darkness, and your light will become like the noonday.
Your people will rebuild the ancient ruins.
You will be called repairer of broken walls.
Restorer of streets with dwellings.
Restorer of streets with dwellings.
Restorer of streets with dwellings.
But I tell you, Middlesbrough is a darn fine place to live.